Oh boy, the fans have been ripping the Acolyte apart. I mean, just being absolutely ruthless. I haven't seen a ruthless beatdown like this since Ivan Drago and Rocky.
If he dies, he dies.
No, but seriously, Star Wars fans online haven't been receiving the Acolyte as warmly as Ahsoka or The Mandalorian. Particularly because of a certain continuity issue and a certain actor making a mistake doing press for the show.
But if you can't look and see that Anakin blowing up the Death Star possibly killed millions and millions of people.
I can tell the Acolyte is trying to create that feel and look of the prequels, but there's just something missing and the show lacks the magic of Star Wars that I fell in love with. The acting performances aren't anything special, they work, but their performances didn't really stand out the way Pedro Pascal did in The Mandalorian, or Ewan McGregor in Kenobi, or Rosario Dawson in Ahsoka. Star Wars thrives on awesome performances. Say what you will about the prequels, but Hayden and Ewan were a fantastic acting duo. The sequels, as flawed as they are, had the likes of Adam Driver and the energetic John Boyega. The one seasoned and top-tier actor the show had was killed off in the beginning. They shot themselves in the foot when they killed off Trinity.
I've never seen anyone move that fast.
Or maybe it's the characters. I don't care for the characters and none of them have any strong personalities that makes me really like or dislike them. My attitude towards them is meh. There isn't a badass Han Solo type or an ex-stormtrooper looking to impress a desert girl or a brooding Jedi who wears all black and has a scar on his face. Solo seems like a decent character and a Qui-Gon Jinn type, but he spends most of the show frustrated and the music is so boring. In addition to the practical effects and sounds, the Star Wars score adds to the overall magic of the franchise. When I heard Duel of Fates a few weeks ago on the big screen, I remembered why I loved this franchise so much as a kid. Without a memorable score, Star Wars feels dull and boring. There isn't a single Star Wars score in The Acolyte that I actually remembered. Usually when there's music in a movie or a show that I really enjoy, I'm replaying it in my head like for an entire month, and it wasn't the case this time. Put your shirt back on, bro. What the f***? No one wants to see that. When Anakin did it, it was fine because he was sleeping, and also it's Hayden Christensen. When Kyle did it, it's fine because boy. But when you do it, it's just weird. It's just weird, man. The end of episode 1 featured a dark figure with a red lightsaber and a dislike for the Jedi. A lot of people have been hating on the Acolyte because the Sith hadn't been on the Jedi's radar for 1,000 years prior to episode 1.
The Sith have been extinct for a millennium.
So if the Acolyte's master ends up being a Sith, it kind of ruins the continuity of things. But then again, that's not the first time Star Wars canon has been rewritten. Other than the red lightsaber, there hasn't been any clue as to the identity of the hooded figure. I saw a rumor of the Acolyte's master being a Knight of Ren, which would be cool to see. I'd like to know more of the history of Ren. I know there's comics in the expanded universe, but showing the audience in a Star Wars show would be cool to see as well. One thing I did enjoy are the visions our hero gets. It not only helps the audience get a glimpse into Mara's past, but also creates an inner conflict in our hero. That scene in the pilot of the show in particular gave me Luke in the cave in episode 5 vibes. Also, the mystery of what the 4 Jedi did that caused May to want to exact revenge intrigues me, and at least makes me want to come back for another episode, so that's good. Another thing I wish this show would explore more is the Jedi. This show takes place 100 years before the Phantom Menace. Other than the comic books, video games, and novels, we've never been able to see Star Wars this far back in the timeline. I want to see what the Jedi Council and the Jedi Temple is like, the criminal underworld, if the Hutts are still in power, what the political situation is in the Republic and the Senate, and where the hell is Yoda? I think the Acolyte would have greatly benefited from having Yoda on the screen. It would have given the fans a sense of familiarity, and tied it back to the prequels. Add some John Williams score and you've got yourself a banger. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but Kenobi, Mandalorian, and Ahsoka were vastly better TV shows within the first 2 episodes compared to The Acolyte. There's still an entire season left, so I'm hoping it gets better. But for now, I'm going to say it's boring at best. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be posting more videos like this one. My name is Jar Jar, and...
Vibing alright.
Excuse me.
Pull up in that mask where you just want some fanfare. These days humble come rare. Flashy looks people stare. You're so lost like tears in rain. Run your mouth, you're still in chains. Useless, you should be ashamed. Crying like a kid in pain. Real power lies in shadows. You fake fucks more like cowards. You live your life so shallow. The choke card built to swallow. You worry about perception. Well, I'm out here full erection. You're looking for affection.